this is my daughter Natalie, and we wanted to go ahead and document our garden.
We live in Phoenix, Arizona, Zone 9B, and this is our garden.
Right here is our first raised garden bed. In this garden bed, we went ahead and planted some marigold flowers all on the edge of this bed. And in the middle, we put a gray zucchini. This is Swiss chard that we had from the winter, but it's still doing okay, so we left it. And right here we have a crockneck squash. We also have a little okra right here. It's not that big yet. And then on the back of this trellis, we have sweet pea flowers from the winter garden. And we're waiting until this plant dies so we could save these seeds. Once it dies, I will save the seeds, and then we will go ahead and remove all these sweet pea flowers, and we're gonna go ahead and plant with
Jack B. Little pumpkins.
Yep, we're gonna put some Jack B. Little pumpkins to grow up this trellis. These little pots, we have an eggplant. This is a Casper eggplant from last year, and this is a Rosita eggplant. In the empty pots, I went ahead and put flower seeds, so there's nothing yet. I'm waiting for the seeds to come up. Right here in the second raised garden bed, we put some parsley in the corner. And on this edge, we put some gomphrena flowers. Right here is a little dwarf tomato, and it's actually growing some tomatoes on it already. Can you see those? And so there's some little baby tomatoes starting to form. Right here, we put some Armenian cucumber. We're gonna train it to go up this trellis. This Armenian cucumber is going to get way too big for this little trellis. So my husband's going to purchase some more of these things from Home Depot. They're ladder mesh, and you get it at Home Depot, and he's gonna purchase some more to extend it so that the Armenian cucumber has more space. Right here we have another gray zucchini, and this one's actually forming some zucchinis on it. And we also have in the back this is a Dixie squash plant. And those ones are already huge. And then right here, hiding behind the squash and zucchini, I have an eggplant. This is a Black Beauty eggplant that has been here since last year. These are onions that we started from seed, and they're starting to fall over. And from what I know is when they all fall over, that's gonna be the time that we harvest it. This is my first year growing onions, so I'm not exactly sure, but I'm gonna wait till they all fall over and then I'm gonna take them out. Did you show that one? This one's getting huge. Oh my god, that one broke. Now this onion's getting huge. Anyways, they're doing amazing. Next year I really want to maybe do a whole bed of onion because we use onion a lot in cooking. In the corner here I just put some bush beans. Oh look, whoa, that one I did not see that one. Oh, we gotta pick those. This one is way too long. Anyways, these are just some bush beans.
These are edible?
Yeah, I didn't know they were growing already.
Did you spray them?
Yeah, you gotta rinse them.
But we have two bush beans.
Bush beans, yeah. I did not know they were already growing. Oh, no problem. This is, well, let's go show them the third raised garden bed first. This is our third raised garden bed.
Right here we have basil. Yeah, basil.
Yep, the basil in the corner.
A black cherry tomato.
This is a black cherry. See those tomatoes?
Yeah. And then these are Rucker tomatoes.
Rutgers tomato.
Yeah, we put bags so the birds won't peck at it.
And this is Anaheim pepper. This is our tomato and pepper bed. And right here we have a little pepper that we got from, I don't know what pepper this is. My husband actually got this seed from one of his friends at work, so it's a mystery.
Right here is a serrano pepper.
Serrano pepper.
And then right here is a yellow pear tomato.
Look at those pears.
They're tomatoes in the shape of pears, which is adorable.
Yeah. So these are already growing, already pretty big and starting to grow.
Right here we have shishito peppers. They're not really doing good though, so.
Well, this plant was from last year. This is my shishito plant, and it did get attacked by aphids, and me and my daughter, we hand smushed all of these, and there's no more aphids, and there's new leaves growing, and they're actually, the leaves are pretty big, so I think this pepper is gonna come back and do good, because it was putting on these tiny little useless peppers, but I think these new ones that are growing might do good. So me and my daughter are gonna have to come in and take all these little tiny peppers off and put it in the compost, and then I think this plant is gonna come back to life.
Right here we have a gumfrina flower on the little edge.
Yeah, on the corner.
We have a Arvarsky pepper. I believe this is my mom's first time growing this. So.
Yep. That's my first time growing a Navarsky. Right here I have another Rutgers tomato plant. So in this bed we put 4 tomatoes, 4 tomato plants, 2 Rutgers, 1 black cherry, and 1
yellow pear.
Yeah, and the Rutgers are actually getting pretty big, but last year the birds got to a lot of them, so we did put those bags on.
So
right here,
Anaheim pepper.
And Anaheim pepper, and then right here we have, what is that? Another Serrano.
And then we have another gumfrina.
So in this bed there's 4 tomato plants and
6 peppers.
6 peppers. Yeah. In this bed, in the tomato and pepper bed, I do think I went ahead and put too many plants. When you're putting them, they look small, and it doesn't really look like you're putting too much. So if I could redo it, I would have only put 3 tomatoes and 4 peppers. But right now we have 4 tomatoes and 6 peppers, and I'm gonna just leave it like that and see how it does.
Right here is our 4th raised bed. Right here we have zinnias. And then right here we have okras. I believe this is a red okra, and then the rest are like normal. 2 red, 2 green. So the 2 green are in the middle, 2 red are in the end. Yeah. And then we have different types of basil. We have some Genovese basil, some lemon basil, some cinnamon basil, and then an Emily basil, I think it's called. Yeah. Yeah. And then right here we have melons and watermelons. I believe the watermelons are called Sugar Baby and the black-tailed. Yeah. So, melon, but I'm not sure if it's black-tailed or something else. It's a black watermelon. So we got one black watermelon that's pretty big. We're doing 3 midget cantaloupes in the middle, and then a Sugar Baby right on that end. Yeah. So there'll be 5 melons in this bed. Maybe we'll thin to 4. Maybe. We will see. This year's garden is shove as much in there fits and see what happens. Yep. All right, let's keep going. Squeeze. And then, right here, we have our first in-ground bed. We have all different types of sunflower patch. And then right here is a pineapple from the store. We stuck a pineapple top right in the corner just to see what happens. If we get roots, we might transfer it to a pot. But we thought that would be cute if we could grow our own little pineapple. Because last time we went to Home Depot and we seen like a little pineapple growing and it was adorable. So yeah, they look so cute, little pineapple trees. Okay, let's show them the tomatillo. This is my favorite part. The tomatillos. So we have 3. We used to have 4, but we took up the 4th one because it wasn't growing as good as. It looked like a shrimp. It was a
tiny little feller.
It might have been a rotten seed or a bad seed.
A stunted. I think it was a stunted plant. But these three are, those stems are pretty big and they're doing
Pretty good.
They're doing pretty. Look at those.
Yeah.
They are pretty.
And like they're really filled too.
Some are. They're filling up right now. So for tomatillos, I'm pretty sure when the husks start turning brown, that means you're okay to go pull it. So then we have one more bed. This is our last bed. We just have it over here against the brick wall. This was the first garden bed I ever got, and I really love my other beds. This is my least favorite garden bed. It was the first one we bought. The other 4 beds I have, my husband built them for me, and I really love the ones he built for me. But this bed's doing awesome too.
Right here we have a tomato. We put a string right here so it can trellis like right here. So we're gonna expand
We
it
have it.
far when it gets
This
bigger.
little shade was a greenhouse we had, but the greenhouse,
broke.
yeah, it got too hot. So the plastic broke, but I kept the little structure so I can put a shade over here, because over here, this plant is,
This area is really sunny. It gets full sun.
it gets full sun, and it's next to a brick wall, which makes more heat. So this, I have to put shade always. So I put the structure over here to add the shade, and I'm kind of training this watermelon first up this little. Oh, I'm training the tomato. This is a black cherry tomato, and I'm training it up this little trellis I made with chicken wire and PVC pipe. And then when it got to the top right there, just connected a little string.
Yeah.
And I pulled it up here, and this is one plant. I just have 2 stems, so I let one sucker go, and that's all I'm gonna do is keep 2 stems for this plant. And it's actually growing. Did you see that, Natalie? It's actually growing a little bit of black cherries.
Right here
which
we
is
have another
awesome.
mystery pepper from my dad. It's actually growing a pepper right here.
Oh,
So
look at that.
we're soon gonna figure out what type of pepper this is.
Yeah, this is us. My husband brought a seed from someone from work who I guess was growing them in her backyard.
And this is an Anaheim pepper right here. And then right here is a marigold.
A marigold, yep.
And then we have another Arvarsky pepper. So, and right here you have a Serrano. And this is a
big ol'
Rosita.
Oh, look, there's a flower.
Yeah.
In this raised bed over here next to the brick wall, the peppers in this bed are doing really way better than the peppers in my other bed. One thing I did do in this bed though is it's only a 2x4 space, and I crammed so many stuff in there. So I have 4 peppers, a big eggplant, and a big black cherry tomato, and then a marigold. And that is a lot of plants for a 2x4 little garden bed. So these plants were gonna be composted though, and I just felt really bad, didn't want to throw them away, so I shoved them in there. So I'm gonna see how they do shoved together. Yeah, I noticed that this year I kind of crammed things, and I probably should have gave things a little bit more space. But now that everything's growing and taking off, I feel really bad to pull it out, because I could take 2 pepper plants away. That way I give room for my eggplant. And I think that would be a good idea, just to have 1 eggplant and 2 pepper plants, and then my black cherry tomato. Like, take those 2 away. But they're doing so good, so probably just keep it, huh? Yeah, so we're just gonna keep it and see what it does. Maybe since there's so many plants, we will just fertilize it more, and I think that should work. Okay, so now we're almost done with this garden tour. Back to it. Oh, and over here we put bush beans in this place. Can you get Munchie? Sorry, our dog's going crazy. Anyways, we planted these beans out and the birds started to come, so I put this little bird netting and I replaced the seeds. So over here is just bush beans that are gonna come. And we have one sad little garlic plant. This was my garlic bed. But we took all these garlics out because it didn't look like it was doing that great. What happened to Munchie?
Oh, nothing. He just over here hearing the dogs barking. He's going crazy loud.
Munchie, say hello.
Yeah, say hello to the camera.
Oh yeah, shake, shake, shake. Okay, so we're almost done with this garden tour. Here's like a little overview of the garden from the back. It is beautiful. My husband did such a good job on these garden beds for me. And my daughter also. Oh, and I have this tarp down. I have the tarp because I have Bermuda grass, so I just put this tarp to try and choke it out. But that's why the blue ugly tarp is there. And over here we have, my husband wanted sugar cane, so I gave him a row of sugar cane. And then I added some sunflowers on the end. This one's huge. But yeah, I just added sunflowers. Sunflowers are my favorite flower, so I could not resist. But I did give him his sugar cane also. And they're actually growing really well. I have never grown sugar cane before, but I think they're doing good. And then, last but not least,
we have cactus and aloe vera.
These are our prickly pear cactuses.
Which, if you didn't know, it's my favorite fruit. It's really good.
My husband and my daughter love the prickly pears, so we can't wait for these to start fruiting. And they do so well right here in Arizona.
Yeah, prickly pears are so good. They're like, even if they're not refrigerated, they're like cold and like refreshing.
Yes.
Really good.
And then these aloe veras are great. We like to use them on our face. We just put it on our face like a lotion after we wash. And you can see it's actually, look, right there, it's growing another little thing. They grow like separate little plants right from the sides.
Yep.
Anyway, so those are doing awesome.
Right here, that little volunteer tomato. We didn't plant this year. It just started growing, and recently we found it, and my mom was like, "Oh my God, Nellie, look at this!" And so we took this little trellis thing and put it behind the tomato so it can start trellising up. And
Yeah.
we're hoping it does good.
I'm hoping it does good, because that would mean that all this little rocky area might actually be good for growing in, and maybe I can extend my garden. And here we got our
Blueberries that we also got.
this
from
is a blueberry
people.
bush that we got. I just put it in this pot.
This is, I think also a blueberry.
This little thing's a blueberry too.
Yeah, my dad's been really wanting blueberries for some reason.
I put the blueberry in the pot just because it does need specific soil, but I would love to be able to acidify the soil and get it in the ground at some point, but it's just getting way too hot, so it has to stay in the pot until it cools down. So once it cools down, I might see if I can get it in the ground. This right here is just some thyme, and then this right here is some oregano. And here are some pots that I just, any empty pots I had, I just filled them with flowers. So I think these all have zinnia flower seeds, and I'm just waiting for those to pop up. Our spring garden. And we hope you like it. It's also, I guess, our summer garden also.
It's our spring going into summer garden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spring here is basically summer.
Yeah.
And so that is it for our garden, and we hope you like it.
Bye.
Bye.